wait, sir. Please wait, 1 minute. I want to write this last point. 1 minute. Kenny, what do you want to write that you have not written before? I don't know why the inspiration always comes at the end of, the duration that has been allotted for a particular paper. Esma, please, Esma, that lecturer is so, that supervisor, that invigilator, If we give you 5 hours, you will still ask for extra time. If we give you 24 hours, you will ask for extra time. And that's why it's appearing that I'm kind of liking this whole CBT thing. So I've talked about it before, right? But somehow I'm looking at it from this perspective that, okay, so you are not asking anybody for extra time. Your eye koro will be seeing what you have on the screen. And you just go, and you're just there, you resign, right? You just, okay, so, well, we'll wait for the next one. So why is it that we treat material things that are created by people like you and I better than we treat the human beings that created those material things? I'm excited. Very, very excited. The fact that I came on like that does not mean I lost my steeze and composure. I am still very casual. And then again, value viewers, thank you very sincerely for joining us on this new installment of The Bookshelf, where we get to have and bring up our relationship with everyone and everything that has a relationship with books. I'm honored to be your teaching and learning advocate. My name is Damilola Raphael. Welcoming you aboard this new installment. Remember, the mandate that we have for this season is to prioritize. Prioritize as the word that it is, and prioritize because, of course, we are playing on words. And today I have a very special guest with me right here in the studio on set with me. And we are going to be taking on the part 2 of Back to School. Back to School part 2. We took on one, I think that was the immediate past season, Back to School, where we brought in a man, DJ Slim Aye, DJ Slim of Life, and he talked to us about the inspiration, the motivation, how will everybody be going to school? Daddy will be doing drop-off for children. Even though he's not wearing uniform, he still goes to school. Everybody has assignments, everybody has projects, everybody has field trips. Yes, higher institutions do go on field trips. Everybody, has these things. Just seem to, because everybody has report sheets. Yes, and all of that. So we're bringing it, on this side, looking at the female perspective. This is one person whose story really inspires, continually will inspire. Even if I have to say that, myself. Very encouraging, very inspiring, very encouraging individual with a very inspiring story. Please welcome with me a journalist in training, Mrs. Odunayo Abiodun-Sonaike. It's good to have you on set of the Bookshelf.
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, so I was supposed to have said this before, so let me just say it now that we are on set. You look very beautiful. Thank you. Yes, you do. You do. The neck piece, everything, the color, everything.
Thank you so much.
That's looking all put together. So let me start with, the intro, what I came on the Bookshelf with today, which is the 1 minute. Please. Somebody will tell you, I've not written my matric number. I want to write my matric. There is always something to write when time is up, especially for maybe an examination, especially in that regard.
Okay.
What is tests, exams, and all that? What is that thing that makes people keep asking for extra time?
I think lack of structure. I think when you are going into an exam, you should understand that you have a limited time. There's a time stipulated. In your head, you should calculate, okay, if I'm answering 4 questions, you can share your time and know that, okay, I want to use, if you have 1 hour for 4 questions, you can just divide it between the 4 questions And then I don't think you should start writing exams and then you're finished exams, you have not written your name, your matric number, and after everything. I've seen somebody that finished the exam and then everything and submitted and got outside before she remembered that she did not write her matric and then name and matric number and all. So I think if we put structure into things when we're doing them, it will help.
Oh, okay. So you heard structure. Please structure again, structure. Now the fact that you mentioned that, so if you have 4 questions and you have an hour, that's about 15 minutes to each question. Does not mean you will sit down for 15 minutes on one question that you don't.
No. At least there are questions that you know this one very well, and you know you can finish this one faster than the other one. I think you should take the one you know very well first and finish. Then whatever time, which will be, you can now say you want to use it to now start struggling with the ones that you know you have to think a lot. Well, you should not now say it's the one you're struggling with that you want to say is the one you want to start with. It will not help, because okay, you struggled and then the one you know you've not done it. So if you take your time to just do the ones you know first, and then you can now take the rest of your time to finish up.
All right, so let's focus now the topic. Let's bring on the topic. I definitely will go back to examinations, but let's talk about you know, going back to school. What was it that motivated you? I mean, it looks like you're doing well, really. She's a big woman, no? Hey, if you're here, Itele. She makes the finest, yes, even if I have said that myself, she makes very beautiful bags, footwears. What you are finding for?
Okay, I think for a very long time I had stepped away from the educational part. I'd gone into business for quite a while, but I was not satisfied. There was this dissatisfaction within me that felt like, okay, I can be more, I can do more. And then the age factor too was like, okay, at how old do you want to now start saying you want to go back to school? After how many children? How do you want to go through it and all? But I think I just thought I was just not satisfied anymore with that stage. I wanted to be more. Not just for myself. I wanted to be more because of the children too, because I wanted them to have someone they're looking up to. They know that, okay, there's no limits. We can go on and on and on and be whatever age that we are and still decide that we want to do more, go back to school, read to whatever level you want to. I'm on this point now. When I'm done with this, I am already thinking of the next.
Oh, amazing. Amazing. So what has the experience been like? Did you feel outdated when you got to school? Like, I'm seeing all these pressures, or thankfully there are oldies like me, you know, people my level, people older than me. So there's hope. Let's talk about that school environment experience. Then we'll talk about the work, the school home work balance. Let's talk about the school environment.
I think for the environment, getting into school, yes, for the kind of school I choose, there were young people, there were old people and all. And then for my kind of person, I'm this kind that will not find it hard to blend wherever it is I get to. So I guess for me, it was
left for a reason. I'll come back to that. Just go ahead.
It was easy to just get in there and then flow and gel and mix up with both. I can be friends with any age. So most of the young people are shouting, "Mommy Didara, you're entering into school from the gates. You're already hearing Mommy Didara." So for
by your what's it called? You're called by your child's name in school. You don't feel, please, don't spoil my market.
I don't have market to sell. I don't have market that I'm selling, but still, it doesn't. I don't have an issue with it.
Comfortable.
Yeah,
okay.
Very, very.
Okay, so I love that at that point she said, you know, she can blend in, you know, just mingle, because I remember Mrs. Ibukun Awoshika, who said that she does it a lot, especially when she's outside the country. So she's on the lifts and, you know, you're going 10 floors and all that. And somebody comes in to join her, or she gets in and meets people and she goes, "Good morning." And everybody goes, "Oh, please, we're minding our business here." And she goes, good morning. I said, good morning. Oh, hey, good morning. How you doing? I'm fine. That's better.
Better.
Honestly,
Better.
right here, Odun greets like you don't have a choice. If you were carrying rotten tomatoes, you can't do that when you are with her. Honestly, she just has a way of doing this thing, and when you do that, really, it comes right back to you.
Yeah.
You know, all the energy that you push out also comes back, such that when you need that support and the positivity, you
right
reap
back.
the bountiful harvest of it. So let's talk about the experience now. Managing academics, managing home front. You know, you have kids, you have a husband, you have a family to raise, and then your business.
Okay, sincerely,
so how do you balance this? Because someone is out there and may totally have given up on school, but is feeling the same dissatisfaction you said you felt at that point, that money is good, I have a beautiful home, but there is just this part of me that need has not been met. So, and this person is looking at that, let it die. I was reading something about earlier, about children talking about their parents' marriages, and some of them said, one in particular said, oh, my mom, in fact, quite a number of them said it, that, oh, my mom is this very excited person, positive, strong, but I saw that she had to keep swallowing it and swallowing it and swallowing, because she believed that our happiness as the children mattered more than her success.
Okay, sincerely, it has actually not been a walk in the park. It has really not been so easy, because you have to juggle between a lot of things, from being a mother to being a wife to being a business owner, and then to being a student in school. So it means you have to wear plenty hats at the same time. You're trying to read your own, and one auntie is bringing mommy, my auntie say I should, can you come? And no, this is not how to know. My auntie said this is how it is. Okay. And then you're trying to do that, and then there's a husband to attend to, and then there's a business, people calling you, okay, I have to do this, yes, and all that. I need to do this, I want this number of others, I want this number of others, and then you're wondering, okay, how do we go about it? So like I said at the beginning about structure, I think if we take our time to put structure into things, we can actually make good progress with time. So for me, I just sometimes I'm reading while I'm trying to read, and then I'm trying to attend to a lot of other things, and it's just a roller coaster. But with time and with trying to balance everything, it's still going well. At least I feel.
Look at that.
I feel we're still going high, and we're still making good results. So.
She said at the beginning that it's not a walk in a park. Definitely, I have some other things, you know, that I'll talk about with Mrs. Abiodun-Sonaike here, talking to us about back to school. I said earlier on that we had taken the male version of it. So let's look at the female perspective of going back to school, you know, after a lot has happened, what people see as fulfillment. And she was like, okay, so these things, yes, I'm happy that I have them, but there's just that quiet nudging, that hunger, that craving left unsatisfied. And she's back to school. But we'll talk more on it, talking about her expectations and going back to ask that question with regards, you know, to examinations and all of that right after this very quick breather. Stay with us, the bookshelf will be right back.
COVID-19 is a global crisis. Businesses, cities, even countries were shut down by a disease traced to a wildlife market. We must never let it happen again. In captivity, wild animals are potential sources of disease. To protect our wildlife and our health, say no to illegal bushmeat and report wildlife crime. Keep them wild and keep us safe.
You're welcome back. The bookshelf continues on this other side of the break now. And we have Mrs. Odunayo Abiodun-Sonaike with us, a journalist in training with us. And we're talking about going back to school this season. So we left off at that end where we were going to ask about the expectations, you know, about the future. Are you looking to practice, you know? So how do you want to balance now being a student? The demands definitely are there being a student. Now being, you know, do I call you a practitioner? You know, being on the field and doing what it is that you always have loved to be and all that. Let's talk about the postulations for the future.
Well, yes, I plan to practice. I actually plan to go all out, and I think I am trying to put a lot of things in place that will give the freedom to actually really go into the field and actually make good use of my certificate at the end of it all.
So, you know, the demands now, being a student would definitely be different from the demands of you now, being an on-the-field journalist.
Okay.
So how do you look, you know?
How do I plan to carry it forward? Well,
something must give. What's going to give for what? Or everything has to be balanced?
The giving, that's why I said I'm putting things in place, especially for the business, because it doesn't really have to have me on the ground 24/7. So we have to put things in place, people in place, structure in place to help us run the business while I'm doing something else. Like I'm running business here. Sometimes I have to be an intern for a while. So and then the business is still running itself. So we are using that as testing microphone kind of to when we might have to be away from the business. Yes.
Okay. So let's go now and talk about, you know, the exam part of it. How much of a big deal is it being in an exam hall and that Ogasa, please, sir. How much of a big deal is it that perhaps the person did not even read that part? Because the truth is you cannot remember what you have not read. You don't remember what you don't know. And then, you know, somehow you just heard it being whispered. Maybe those who have finished and they're like, hey, kilo question number 2, you know, why did you write number 5? And then, oh, 2 minutes, I'm not writing number, check number. How much of a big deal is it being in an exam hall and, you know, having the answer fly, not deliberately, but it just flew and you caught it.
Fly in what sense? Fly like somebody else is
maybe asking directly, or some other persons are just having that conversation and it's, you know, got to your part.
Well, I do not
is that answered prayers?
No, it is not. It is not. Even if it is flying, it will fly on its own, and it is not something I want to make use of. But I you know, of course, you cannot burn your candle and read, and then you come in and then you find other people just going all out to bring out things, rituals and all. It doesn't feel so good, but I'm not one to actually really fight it. It is your conscience that will actually talk at the end of the day. Your conscience will tell you that you cannot prove what you have written if you are brought out to say, okay, come and prove it. But nah, I don't, we don't do that here. Because of course I have children, and then I want to be able to tell them or teach them the benefits of actually putting in the work and gaining you'll be proud to actually prove whatever it is that you have put down, not because you have actually copied or because you have malpracticed. You are able to actually prove it. If you are asked to come and write it 10 times, will you be able to prove it that I actually did? Or they will say, okay, I wrote this one, or you come and write it again. Then you write two lines, and then you cannot write anything again. Of course, that shows that you actually did not do it yourself.
Okay, so one of the instances where this person actually did put in the effort, but the results are not just commensurate with the person's efforts. There are times the person is actually so good, but the person is coming out with a third class, a tutu. Why didn't you just carry the book in the first place?
Well, why didn't you just carry? But you know yourself that you actually did what you needed to do in a clean way. So that's why I said, if you have first class and you cannot defend your first class, what's the use of your first class? So it might just be, but your conscience, like I said, will know that your first class is fake first class.
So, I mean, life has happened to people at different points.
Oh yes, it has.
Where the certificate is the first thing that just cuts them off.
I've seen it here too, because I've seen it in school right now, where you just see people that it feels like, okay, everybody enter exam hall, you are feeling, okay, I'm writing everything from my head. What I don't know, and there's no way it can come from. You didn't read this part, so there's no how. But there are people that have they might have, maybe there are 4 questions, maybe they read and then they know 2. But they don't know the last 2, and then they have the answers on them. Yes, so they will support it. And when they mark, their mark might be more than your own. But I've just learned to close my eye to it.
All right. It's been a very beautiful conversation, that we have been having in the past almost half an hour now with Odunayo here, a journalist in training, talking about how going back to school, the motivation, the experience so far, and of course her expectations for the future. And of course we talked about exams, that idea of asking for extra time. And somehow there are some things we said without saying that we said them. And one of it is relationship, knowing how to come across to people, and remember that everything you do is a seed. All right, you get to reap a bountiful harvest of them. So if you're sowing negativity, don't worry. When you to come back, you remember this video and know that we did justice to helping you to prepare, to brace up for it. And if you do so positivity, when you least expect that you may be needing it, it definitely also always comes right back at you. It's been a wholesome conversation, I should say.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
So if there is something in your head right now and you want to push it out, what will it be?
You can. It doesn't matter how old, it doesn't matter how long it has taken and all. Just as long as you can believe in yourself that I can do it. I know there are women out there that just feel, okay, I have children, I cannot do this, put my and all that. But if you believe in yourself that you can, because there's no point in time where there are no 1,001 things to do at it. But if you decide in yourself and believe in yourself that I can do it, you will. So believe in yourself.
Amazing. Yeah. Believe in yourself. You can. Honestly, it looks like the woman is at a perpetual disadvantage, but I don't agree with that. It looks like it, but we've had quite a number of persons who have said that it is not it. And what is, people had to work. A lot of times it's not going to just come and fall on your laps like that. No, you haven't won. Thank you very much for following through this broadcast. Let's have your opinion, your view on going back to school, and of course, the whole idea of Miss, 1 minute. Put it right down there, and we'll be in the comment section reading through, and hopefully, apparently also responding. Until the next time we'll be meeting on the bookshelf, I am Damilola Raphael, your teaching and learning advocate, reminding you to prioritize. And remember, it's goodbye in God bless.